I guess we were just to say about just an introduction about ourselves, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. No, you just proceed. You can. Okay, so we can go to Jeniffer. You introduce yourself, and then now we can start with Mark. You will begin your talk, and then Jeniffer, and then Timothy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello. I don't know if I'm audible or I've lost my audio.
You are audible and visible.
Okay, perfect.
Good to see you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for joining. I'm Jeniffer Kibiri. I'm a software engineer. Okay, I think I'll start with who I am. I come from Nyeri, and I'm currently working at Dali. That's a small startup in Nairobi, and I've been a software engineer for about 4 years now, and I specialize in full stack development. Mostly I use JavaScript, also React and Node.js. And when I'm not doing any of that, I'm interested in DevOps. And yeah, you'll find me writing articles about it or giving a talk about it as well. And I really have a very deep passion for tech and for mentoring people. Yeah. Ideally, that's me. So I think we'll engage more in the topic.
Yes, thank you. So, hi, Timothy. So I had a talk by Timothy, not really a talk, just an introduction of himself and his experience through tech. It was something posted by Safaricom or himself or both on LinkedIn. And I thought, well, he's an interesting person. I have been following him also. So maybe we can hear him introduce himself before we begin. Welcome, Timothy.
Yeah, hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. It's a little bit cold. Being a bachelor, you have to keep warm. So you can hear me, Doreen, you can confirm?
Yes, we can hear you. It's nice seeing you here.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I'm glad I don't take it for granted being invited here. So don't mind my unfinished work.
I actually like it.
Thanks. My official names are Timothy Kipyego. Community name is TimzOwen. So that's the name that most of my colleagues or the community know me as. So probably if you go around asking for Kipyego or Timothy, you'll never find me. So, but if you ask for TimzOwen, you have a 99% chance of finding me. So my role at Safaricom is a site reliability engineer, so an SRE, but we renamed it recently to service reliability. So what I do mostly is, first thing is to ensure we have something called SLAs and SLOs and SLIs. So those are service level indicators, service level objectives, and service level agreement. So what I mean by those is we do have an agreement with the customers. So for example, take something like M-Pesa. So we have an agreement of if by any bad luck or chances M-Pesa goes down, we only have 5 minutes to revive everything. So it doesn't matter whether you are traveling, wherever you are, whether you're in hospital or whatever it is, it's an agreement we made with the customers. It's 5 minutes. So usually on critical services, at the time I started, you have 5 minutes to bring up the service. On how you're going to Google the problem or how you're going to finish it, it's up to you. But when the manager says it's 5 minutes, that's the agreement. I studied in Nakuru. I started off with business management and later moved to computer science, which I don't regret. Yeah, although it almost got me scared, but I'm really glad I'm here. So I used to do also community talks, but nowadays, this year I decided to do something different. I do community of the other side, raising awareness, gender-based violence awareness, just creating awareness among the community. For this year, I decided to be attending conferences and maybe yeah, I should be back next year. So for this year, on the other side of the community, and I will also be transitioning to automation. So that is me. So for the video, will we be sharing it later, or we play it later?
Yeah. So
now
now we'll start with Mark sharing, and then go to Jeniffer, and then now you, TimzOwen.
Oh yeah, don't mind my my gears. I do right. I do love speed bikes and adventure bikes. So if anyone is interested, I can pull you along. Yeah. Back to you.
Okay, amazing. So thank you. And now I think we can begin on the talk. So Mark Gatere, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. And let me start by thanking you for inviting me to this talk. And I'm glad because I'm also coming to learn from the experts who are already in the industry, likes of Doreen and Timothy, right? If I'm not wrong.
Jeniffer.
Yeah, so yeah, Jeniffer and Timothy. Oh, Jeniffer, rather, sorry. Yeah, Jeniffer and Timothy. Yeah, so I had introduced myself, so Mark Gatere, and I think our topic for today will be why learn to code, and I'll mostly speak on regards to stuff to do with personal growth and continuous learning. I think that was kind of the agenda or something in the title. So yeah, allow me to start with my experience. So when I joined Dekut in 2021, that's when I joined Dekut as a first year. I kind of had interest and passion in technology, but I didn't know where to start or how to start building things, or because I was fascinated by how robots work or how things worked in technology, but didn't know how to start or how to do it. But I'm glad that I came and found a community that is vibrant and a community that is kind of welcoming for newbies. And when I joined the community, I met supportive guys here who helped me kickstart my journey in technology, because I had the passion, and they saw something in me that about that passion. They saw it in me, so they kind of supported me and helped me how to start my journey in technology. And that's now boils kind of down to coding and how to start your journey in coding. So one, I have really benefited from from just the coding itself, as our topic is why learn to code. I've really benefited from coding, and I've also faced some challenges in the course of my learning, or in the course of me doing the coding. So one, allow me to start with one thing that I have really benefited from is that I think I've met a number of people, I've connected with a number of people who are in this field, because when I started to code and I started sharing everything that I'm doing, my journey into technology, because I started with AI and machine learning, everything to do with building machine learning models and stuff, I really met a number of people, including my mentor currently is Kennedy Wangari, who is a senior data scientist. I really connected with a number of people out there who are really supportive, and I'm glad that I was in this community, that is the kind of the tech or the coding community, because I've really benefited from meeting such guys. So one thing I think that I have benefited from learning to code, or starting my journey in technology rather, is connect with guys out there who are really supportive, who are already in the industry, and benefiting from them, because you are learning a lot from them. I think that's one of the key things that I've really benefited from coding, or from being in technology, that is in general. So another thing in regards to personal growth, I have really learned a lot, more so when I was in community, when I was starting my journey in community work and stuff, that because we normally have the tech communities in broad. So I have really learned a number of skills, more so the soft skills, like now leadership skills or communication. Actually, let me start by saying that when I was joining Dekut, I'm a typical Kikuyu, and you know that we normally have that accent when you speak, unasikia, you hear that as kind of, if you are saying why learn, you kind of say why run to code or something kind of. Yeah, so I was that typical Kikuyu that when I'm from high school, I could speak, you could hear the accent and you could hear me saying where we are supposed to say l and where we're supposed to say l. So I was not perfect in communication, but through my journey in learning how to code and also joining the communities and stuff, I learned a lot on regards to how to communicate and how to deliver my points or something. Yeah, something there in regards to communication, and I'm glad that that really came in handy. That's one of the soft skills that I learned. I learned also about leadership because I've been managing a number of committees. I'm one of the kind of organizers of Jinjiri, where we normally have the kind of the national meetup here, or if it's IO extended Nyeri, where it's kind of national, where people from outside Nyeri or around Nyeri can come to the events or the Fest Nyeri. So I've really learned that stuff to do with how to leadership and how to organize myself, how to organize events, how to manage everything to right from the word go. Yeah, those are some of the benefits that I have really gained from being in tech, or from learning from the word go, learning how to code. But one thing, even before getting into learning how to code, one thing I believe is that one must have that passion, or one must have that thing in them that is kind of pushing them to learn how to code, because it's kind of hectic at times. And I've really seen people who are starting out in tech or are learning how to code, and you find before even they get to a place where they can say they can build concrete or tangible projects, they are really tired because they didn't have that passion in them. Possibly they did it because of someone else. They saw Gatere is doing it possibly, and they tried to do it. Because one thing I know is that everyone can learn how to code. That is one thing I know. Everyone can learn how to code, but now the consistency in learning how to code is what matters. That is, are you consistent? Because for my case too, even though I know even the other seniors will mention the same. In case I write my code today and stay about a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks without trying to do something extra from what I had done earlier on, or just going a step ahead, or if I write my code today and just stop writing code for about 3 weeks, I believe you me, when I'm coming back, I'll kind of not understand how things are working, or what I had written there earlier on. That is, I'll even not understand my code, or I'll not understand the program that I was building. Possibly I'll kind of have some gaps in understanding how things work. So that consistency is brought about by passion, having that passion. Because at times, believe you me, people who are learning to code, you lack motivation. And that is also in my case. I lack motivation at times, and I kind of have these how is it called? I don't know. It's a cheat code or something. One thing that I normally, kind of something, kind of something that relates to that. But let me just mention it. So when I have no motivation, or in having that consistent, at times I'm down and feel like I don't wanna do anything today, and I don't feel like touching my laptop. I don't feel like doing anything today. At times I go on YouTube. This is just my cheat code. I don't know whether it's a cheat code or something, and watch this a day in a life of a software engineer at Google, or a day in a life of a software engineer somewhere. So at times when I see their lifestyle and I see how they are starting their days, how they are and then at times they mention how they are earning in their companies. At times the motivation comes back. So this is just mine. I don't know whether it will work for anyone who is listening. Possibly it might work for you, but for my case, it normally works. I normally feel like my motivation is back to learn something new or to continue learning. So just kind of try and figure out how you can get the motivation on learning, continuous learning, how to code, or continuous learning how to just things in relation to coding. So I guess that is one that I don't know how many points I have stated, because in the course I believe I've been speaking also in regards to personal growth and continuous learning. So one thing is that I will also mention that in your course of learning how to code, you will kind of at times feel like you have burnouts, and this comes more. So I had a person known as Rooney Only, for them who know Rooney Only, possibly from Twitter. He's a guy whose story in learning how to code is super insightful and also inspiring. So one thing he also he mentioned is that at times you will feel like you have that burnout, because you are always at the start, you want to have something, you want to learn something overnight, you want to learn throughout the day, because you're kind of in a race of getting somewhere where you see the normal tech bros or tech babies where they are currently. So you are kind of all day, all night, you want to learn how to code, you want to continue learning, you want to continue doing something, you want to continue building, and at times you face burnouts, and that's one of the kind of challenges in when more so for they who are starting to learn how to code. I have faced burnout myself, and one thing is that he mentioned that take your pace in the course of your learning. And I've heard this from even other developers who are out there. Take your pace, just do what works for you. If you feel like you 5 hours in a day works for you, just don't be out there looking for how people are doing it. Possibly one might do it for 10 hours. You might wake up and see someone's work at time. Possibly he coded for about 10 hours. Then you might wake up and find another for 7 hours, another for 11 hours, and you kind of might be in a race of trying to get where they are. For the start, kindly just follow your pace, find your path. When you find your path, find what works for you, because I believe that if you find what works for you, for instance, if you find that you can learn for 1 hour in a day, and in that 1 hour you grasp everything that you want to grasp for the day, at least you have learned something new in that day. So there's no need of pressuring yourself in trying to do like the others or trying to follow the others how they are doing it. Just find your own way that works for you. Yeah, I think that is what I can share on regards to personal growth and continuous learning, more so when one is learning how to code, unless possibly, because I can see my time was from 8:05 to 8:20 and has filled over by 5 minutes. So I believe my section is done, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I agree, the learning never stops, especially now. And it doesn't even matter the field, whether it's tech, yeah, sure, whether it's not. Currently, the learning never stops for sure. And also, I would also like to appreciate Mark, because I've seen also in his Twitter, he also highlights things on students. Like, let's say if someone is facing an issue, people tell him, and then he asks other people for advice, and then refers back that advice to the person who needed the help. So I believe that's a really nice thing for the community. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you too. You're welcome.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions for Mark, please leave them in the chat. Then we will address them after everyone has spoken. So next, let's go to Jeniffer. She also does open source, and she will highlight also what that is. But Jeniffer, take it away. Welcome.
Okay. Mark, that was insightful. I think for me, from your talk, is consistency. If you do something for like 1 hour, 20 minutes a day, by 3 months, you'll be far ahead than someone who is doing it 1 hour today, and then 1 hour next month. You kind of retain more if you keep the consistency. For me, I'll share my screen.
Are you able to share?
No, I think
right now?
Disabled. Yeah. Okay. I think now it's up. Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
So I'll be tackling innovation and problem solving. So a bit about me. I didn't mention, yeah, I also have a background in computer science, and yeah, I think that's all I forgot about me. Then we can start with an icebreaker, maybe 3 minutes on the chat. You can drop which is your favorite programming language, how many years you've been in tech, and what niche, that's like mobile, web, cloud, ML, yeah, let's see what people are up to.
So earlier someone had said Flutter. I remember, was it Victor said he's doing Flutter? So I'm guessing that's Android. Then there is Python and data science stack by Elvis Mburu. There's also Nicole Achieng, who is doing data science, and that's Python.
There are a lot of Python developers in here. Okay.
TimzOwen, Java, Spring Boot, Java Springs or Spring Boot.
Okay. Okay. Mostly Android Kotlin. Okay. Okay, and I think that's my colleague there, Brian Swifters. Okay. Okay, I think we can proceed. And then we have that and Swift content. That's a new one.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a new one.
That's interesting. Then we can probably move on to the next slide. That is innovation. What is innovation? The process of creating new ideas, products, or methods that bring value to individuals, organization, or society. This is like coming up with ideas or a new product, and you develop it. Doesn't have to be your own. Could be in the company you're working at, and you're working on a product or just your own side project. And to be and thrive in tech requires hard work, dedication, consistency, again highlighted, and also perseverance. Okay, tech it's a lot. It's a wide field, so you have anything is constantly changing. So you have to be adaptive. You have to keep on working hard and be super dedicated to keep updating your skills. Otherwise, you'd be phased out. So steps to be innovative. Like one is be open to change. Not limit your creativity.
Someone please unmute, please, Alexander. Okay, sorry, please continue.
Okay, I was on the innovation steps. The first thing, if you're in tech, you have to be open to change. Don't limit your creativity and come up with new ideas and product. Again, don't be stuck with like we have always done it this way. So be open to explore new ideas, and also like learn to take feedback and new ideas from everywhere and different people. Point 2 is normalize rejection and failure. This applies when you're applying for jobs. Learn to be like rejected. Okay, if you come into like my email, you'll find a lot of job rejections. That shouldn't discourage you that you're not good enough or you don't have enough skills to pursue this career. Learn to take that rejection as a learning opportunity to better yourself. Don't let failure and rejection pull you down. It's a way of learning, and the more rejection, well, the better, because the more opportunities for learning. And the other one is build your professional network. So this is about utilizing the community and also social platforms like professional platforms like LinkedIn and tech Twitter. There are a lot of people posting about a lot of tech talks and sharing opportunities. Again, connect with these people. So when you are getting maybe your first tech job, it will be from that one friend or someone you know in tech who can refer you to maybe the company they are working or maybe an opportunity they have had that is open. So do build a huge professional network. Okay, and the other one is build your skills. Take courses and read books, build projects that will help you grow and put your skills to use. Okay, like let's say in a span of 3 months, you can take a book, like Clean Code, that's usually a very nice book, or you can go to YouTube, you can listen to Uncle Bob. He also talks about Clean Code. Again, building your skill and learning and reading articles, that will keep you sharp and will help you keep up with what's going on and what people are doing out there. And the other one is be confident in yourself and your ideas. Everyone usually have imposter syndrome. This is given when you're in tech. We tend to compare ourselves with other developers who we see in LinkedIn, Twitter, IG. They are living their best lives, but you don't know what those people have gone through to get where they are. There are people with more than 5 years of experience, and there are people who have worked their ass off to be where they are. So if you are a beginner, go at your pace, you'll still get there. Keep on working hard. Yeah. And areas to innovate. As I said, tech is a very wide area, wide field. Is product, you can be a front-end engineer, you can go to back-end, UI UX, QA engineering, product designer, product manager. Ideally, product. For this one, I went on the web perspective, so you can. There are more than all these roles, because again, it's a wide field, and also in mobile. I've seen on the chart we have a lot of people doing iOS, Android, and yeah. So you can explore all these paths, and also we have ML and data. You can go to data engineering, MLOps. This is like DevOps engineer or SRE for machine learning projects, and then you can go to data analyst, and you can go to data scientist, and then we have cloud and DevOps. This is my favorite. You can specialize into DevOps engineering, SRE, cloud, network engineer, solutions architect, project manager, endless areas to start in tech. We have this roadmap.research. If you like click on one, you can see what you need, ideally what you need to get started on the front-end stack, and from there you can know which path to follow. Yeah. Then for problem solving, okay, when preparing this slide, I didn't know which approach to like go. I wanted to go with the data structures, but I narrowed down to like just breaking any problem down into anything solvable, like small sub problems that are easily solvable. Yeah. So one way to grow is by becoming active in problem solving. This way complacency does not creep in and you are stuck in your comfort zone. Complacency is where you are satisfied with your own achievements. Like let's say I'm at Kodali, and I think I've been there for like 1 year and 2 months. Yeah, I'm happy being there, but I don't want to like, just be happy I got there. So I want to like get better and explore more opportunities that are challenging and beyond me, so that I can keep learning. Yeah. And then how you can just look at problem solving in details. So inspiration can come from anywhere. You don't have to say like, so we did not invent this one here, so we'll not go with this solution because we didn't even invent it. Don't don't be scared. Just go to Dribble, go to people's sites, see what they are doing. It's not copying, it's called inspiration. And from that, you'll learn a lot. And also avoid bad solutions and focus on, okay, we have seen people who have tried different approaches and maybe it didn't work out. So maybe you can avoid those and go with ones that are working. That way you'll save a lot of time, energy, and effort. The other one is stay curious. Just don't do things because you just have to do them. No, do question everything you are doing. Why is this so? So when you are solving problems, maybe in tech, and you find a bug and you just paste it on the browser, the first solution you get, you put it in your ID. Then it works. And then you don't question why did this work and why did it fail in the first place. You'll never learn if that's what you are doing. So learn to question what you're doing and find the root cause and find ways to mitigate. If it happens again, what will I do? The other one, you can frame the question differently. If you're not finding the solution to what you are doing, then you can try different approaches. You can maybe ask people who are more experienced than you. Just don't get stuck the whole day. Something you could have gone to like Brian and say, I'm stuck here, help me out. And maybe it'll take him like 3 minutes to crack that, and you have like 7 hours to yourself. Something you could have done it in 3 minutes if you just asked for help. And lastly, tolerate ambiguity and stay humble. Yeah, tech is known to have ego-driven people. I mean, just be humble and learn to say, yeah, if your solution didn't work and you suggested it, and you had like discussions around it and didn't work, just learn to say, yeah, I was wrong here. Yeah, maybe I should have listened. Yeah, and just learn to, well, what do we call it? To reflect on yourself and how you can improve on yourself as a person. What else? Okay, what also works is charisma. A lot of people in tech, me being among them, we kinda focus on being competent, and we forget the whole idea of being charismatic as a person. What fails with competent people is that they appear to be cold and disengaged, and when you appear that way, you don't seem to be that fully competent person. So try combine the competence and charisma together. That way you go so far. Be warm in your conversations and also when engaging with people. So should you learn how to code? Yeah, it gives you perspective to problem solving, and there's also great earning potential in tech. Companies there are a lot of digital companies coming to set up in Kenya. So I think there are a lot of coding related jobs. So that's a great career to pursue. And lastly, if you're looking for challenges, coding is a nice way to keep yourself engaged and your mind on the go. Conclusion is this function that comes from problem solving that is difficult to achieve by any other way. That's by another called Brian Adlis. And yeah, I think that's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's true. Other than being, actually, I just had that statement from someone. It's like we were in the same frame of mind with you today. So I had someone say that about being charismatic, because it's not only about code, you also need to know how to sell yourself. If you can't sell yourself, you may be good, but you may not get the opportunities that you need to get. So please, in as much as you want to be a developer, you want to master the code, also master how to sell yourself, because your skills won't sell themselves. Yeah, so thank you so much, Jeniffer. Anyone who has any questions, please just keep them in mind, or else, and also I here kindly share a link to the slides. Oh, beautiful slides, by the way, so beautiful. Wondering how comes no one has commented. Yeah, so yeah, we'll share the slides. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you so much, Jeniffer, for your talk. Anyone who has any questions, please save them for when Timothy has talked. So Timothy, welcome. Please take it away.
Yes, so okay, interesting. So I hope you can hear me. Sure, my colleagues have spoken and given some strong points there. So you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So for me, I'll just be adding up. I don't really have a particular reason or an excuse why as to why I didn't get my slides ready. I guess, yeah. Let me not say. Yeah, I'll prepare pretty well for maybe the next sessions or technical sessions or something like that. So for me, the first thing I would want to dwell in is the aspect of community. But again, don't get lost in the community. So you might find yourself so much into the community. You attend, you do general talks until you tend to forget your technical aspect. So I was a victim of that. So I used to coordinate a lot of activities and just give a general talks. So for me, I could not do anything beyond a project, like get a production project working. I think that's why I lost my way. So as much as you would want to build your network in the community, make sure you are also technically fit. So it doesn't matter if you are going to maybe do mobile, Kotlin, do backend, front-end, DevOps, cloud. Just make sure you don't get lost in the community. Also, I think I was the lead for GDSC Kabarak. I think we were the first, not the founders, but the pioneers. So that was in 2018. So I found myself in community after finding some difficulties. Sammy, you're early mute. Okay, cool, thanks. So for me, after a lot of communities, I realized I was running away from writing code because I was afraid. And I won't say because I was from business management, I was not really fit to learn code. That was a lie. So my problem was the fear of, the first thing I would say is attending hackathons. So my fear was, how would people see me? We are in an hackathon and I can't do more as they know who Teams is. So sometimes you build your brand so much until when it gets down to technical things like hackathons and open source, you tend to run away because the community knows already who Doreen is. The community maybe knows already who Gatere is, or wherever the person is. So some brand so much until you forget your technical part, you tend to be learning. So just learn. It doesn't matter how much you're going to do it. So what I usually do about, I don't really do a lot of documentation. So that's my preference. I prefer watching and courses online, or maybe sometimes YouTube. So that is my take. Somebody else will prefer documentation. Somebody else will prefer books. So for me, I'll speak for those who would who love watching videos. So first thing I would usually do is just watch a video like a story, like a movie, I'm watching it. So once that's done, I have my computer, just rewatch the same person or the same instructor writing code, teaching me how to code. So I would be writing my code while he does the same thing. So let's say I was learning something like a Laravel or maybe Java or for Spring. So I would say maybe the first time I would watch the video, the second time is I would be writing code while he does. So the same thing is I would do away with the video. So it's me versus my IDE. So I would open two IDEs. So the first one would be me writing, trying to just write something and understanding the logic that was really there. So I would only be referencing this other IDE if I get stuck from what I was trying to write on the first thing I was doing. So from that, and then I will have project 1, project recap 1, recap 2, recap 3. So I would be doing, if I was building, let's say a crude application, basically because in each and every aspect of development, you will have to deal with databases. So if I was building a crude application in Spring Boot, in Python or anything, I would have similar folders, like 5 of them. So by the time I'm writing my code in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th folder, that idea or that logic or that flow already stuck in my mind, as compared to you watching the instructor, pausing, writing your code. You watch, at the end of the day, I find that really not productive. So let's focus, for those who are writing videos, focus on writing more. So, and you only watch the videos 2 or 3 times and then you're done. So for the remaining projects or the recaps, and then you should be able to, let me check my time. Okay, you should be able to flow with that. So I've talked about speaking at conferences. So I think I've done a lot of tech talks, especially for TensorFlow. So I used to write a lot of TensorFlow code, TensorFlow for mobile, for each and every aspect. So attend communities, get in touch with these guys who are giving their talks. So request them to be their co-speaker sometimes back. So you find someone and you'll be like, hey, can I help you maybe just do the presentation, then you'll do the technical. So with a bit of time, you will also be the person who will be doing the technicals and someone else will be helping you with the presentations. So the other thing is DMing your recruiters. So if you're an intermediate person, you're a beginner or something, just search for your role in LinkedIn, then try to DM these recruiters. Just say, hi, how are you doing? Are you open for this role? I would really like to give it a try. Or if an opportunity opens, give me a consideration. So trust me, a technical recruiter, you've already DM'd, will the first thing that would come in mind when this role opens up will be like, hey, you know what, Kibiri or Collins or Rai DM'd me on LinkedIn. So like, why would I give this person a try? So sometimes we just apply. So a recruiter will get almost, sometimes on LinkedIn, you will find 1,000 applications. So just give yourself a notch ahead of others by introducing yourself. So introduce yourself, what you do, and then everything will be fine. So the other thing was comparison. I think it has been addressed. It had been addressed later, earlier on, sorry. Do not compare yourself. So sometimes we join, there's this worker time. So you find somebody's writing code, how many hours a day? So someone will do 15, 20, not 15, like let's say someone will do 10 hours straight of writing code. And we've talked about burnout. Go with your pace. Because you see, you cannot compare yourself with someone. You're trying to jump into the field, and then the other person is already in the field. So that would discourage you, kind of. So let's not compare ourselves. Give yourself time to grow, and I guess you will be good. So the next thing will be I've addressed on hackathons. Just even if you're not going to write much, you will get to understand how the technologies are growing and how much people have learned. So the other thing was GitHub. So make sure you have something to show your recruiter, because at the end of the day, we will all graduate. And as a technical recruiter, if you're coming to interviewing for my team, of course, definitely I won't ask you for your papers, because I've never been asked for my papers anyway at the end of the day, but it's good to have them, especially for managerial roles. It will kind of help you a lot. So, but for the technical role, you would come and interview direct, sit down. Okay, tell me about yourself. What you've been doing, how you've been playing with teams. So that I think I really tended to disagree about is introversy in developers. For me, I would hire someone who is likely able to work with the teams, because trust me, I won't hire you. And then the next time you're going for leave, you are telling me a project has to come to a standstill because you worked on this project alone and you can't interact with other devs. For me, that is a red flag, maybe, let's say. I would dare not to pick you for my team. So make sure you also get to learn with other teams. So you get to do this using open source. That's a simple project. Just work on it. It won't be a very big problem. So there are online learning platforms. Utilize them. These are ALX programs. Andela, I think I was also in Andela. Andela programs. These free programs, we take them for granted. So we don't really get to do much. So we just apply. So this program is starting, you apply there, DevOps. Kidogo ALX is there. You jump into backend. So you haven't finished learning courses. So another program coming up, and maybe don't get to finish what you started. So if you keep jumping and you are not firm in a stack. So for example, for me, I would say Java is my primary stack, and also I write mobile Kotlin as my second stack. So if I am hiring a person, I would first need to understand which is your primary stack. So because if you tell me, you know, Kotlin kidogo, you know, React kidogo, you know, PHP kidogo, Laravel kidogo, you know, this, that is a problem. It's good, like to know more stack, but first master one stack. So that you don't get to move to different platforms without utilizing the time that you have. So you've talked of roadmap.sh. That's a nice platform. Just get to understand. If I want to go to backend, what are the stacks I'm supposed to learn? How long will it take me to learn? So I think that is it. The other thing will be, we have Upwork, freelance, and all these other things. It might be difficult to get the first gigs if you're starting off. I know it's illegal. It's illegal, or whether you would call it illegal. You can try to create some profiles outside, 2 or 3 profiles, create a job and bid it yourself. So you're bidding your own job, and then you rate yourself. So once you do like 3 of them, from the rest, you will be having clients. So that is a technique I've seen most of the guys are using. So you build your own program, your own job, and then they start now delivering. So if you do that, I think you might get some gigs. So the other thing, my final thing, what was it? I'm forgetting it. Anyway, so it's just practice and consistency, like we've said. So you have to write code. There's nothing like motivation. It doesn't exist. You just have to write, because at the end of the day, we have bills to settle. And the good thing about writing code is, like for me, I go to office once a month. So and I get to also work remotely for other companies. So it's a nice platform. So as a techie, why should you learn how to write code? You don't have to stick to the 8 to 9 p.m. or stressing thing that what other guys are doing. So at least in tech, you have a lot of freedom. So for me, I would say me jumping from business to computer science was really one of the things that I did. It was difficult at first. And I remember my lecturer saying, when it gets out, forget about my school, just go do, because if you decided to go, just go away. And I found it difficult at first, which it might be for your case. But at the end of the day, what makes you unique anyway, if you don't have to work yourself off past the rest of the others? So that's the only thing. And then maybe you was to share something. Which one now? Okay. Sorry. Where is this thing? You can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Give me a wapi. Okay, so you let me know if you can. How do I share the audio? I forgot to share plus the audio. Just let me reshare again. Share screen, share sound, share again. So the audio is audible.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
My name is Kibiri. My current role is a site reliability engineer and digital engineering. I started off with business management and later realized it wasn't what I really wanted and shifted to computer science. I studied in Nakuru County at Kabarak University. I started off with business management and later realized we were really a lot of students. And most of the time I would miss a seat and sit at the back of the class. So later on I realized I could be missing more classes and I needed to shift to a school that has less students. So I went to my HOD. He ended advising me to go to computer science. But before I left, he told me it won't be easy. So if things get hard, don't come back to my school. For my friends and colleagues, really changed a lot or shaped a lot more my life. Especially when in campus, I met a lot of my friends there and we really worked more on the community. That is where I really grew a lot. That is where I got my connections more. So by the time I was graduating and moving into the field, I really had a lot of connections. My work colleagues, one of the things we really work together as a team is mentoring one another. So I've met across different squads people who really work together, and wherever I'm stuck, they really get to show me the directions and how we do things at productions. I call myself a community champion, and the first thing I came to Safaricom was to look for a community where we really give back to the society. So I came across one of the communities, and that was really volunteering at Kibiri. So while we were at Kibiri, we really did a lot of medical camp. We came in as champions of the community to really provide healthcare for them, and they really liked it. You could see really quite large people turning up, which means we were really impacting more of them into the society. Apart from that, we had a team building for digital engineering at Carnival, and I happened to have been one of the captains. So that was Team Blue. We didn't win, but well, we performed, and I could really see that love for my team. And then we again participated in competitions that were really amazing, and I had to make sure that each and everyone in my team really participated. What purpose means to me is inclusion, empathy, and competition. For me, competition has to be in everything that I do. How do I embody this in my daily life? So for me, I have to make sure that if a task is given, I am not a blocker to the person who is delivering a task, or someone is not a blocker to my task. So that's where I get to bring in my team members. First, I have to understand your situation. Is that task you are given something that you can deliver? If it's not something you can deliver, then I can jump in and then we can move into a team. So remember, again, we have timelines and deadlines. So of course, it brings in the aspect of competition. So we have to outdo someone else for us to be the best. My parting shot is if you are really admiring to dive into tech, you don't have to have a background in computing. Give yourself 6 months. You don't need more than that. Once you get to do that, then I think we will welcome you to Safaricom as an engineer.
Yep, that's all. Thanks, and back to you, Doreen.
Nice. Yeah, so that's the video I saw. Thank you for sharing it. So any questions? We are now at that time. As I wait for anyone who has any question to pose it, I'll just share a bit about Tectenam. So I am Doreen Shemweno, and I am from Tectenam Mines Limited. And what we do is we provide learners with the opportunities for complementary education. So when it comes to tech, no one is taught practical skills in school. And so our intention is to provide the practical skills that you need. For example, if it's web development, electronics, or any other course, we provide the complementary in such a way that it's self-paced, but you do it while you're still in school. And at the same time, have such organized forums where we get to interact with people in the field to get to learn more about what's happening. And yeah, just grow from that. So I really hope that these sessions are very helpful. And yeah, I know, right? That video had everyone glued. I was also so glued to that screen. So yeah, I am very grateful for you guys attending. And now I am opening this up for any questions that you have. to direct to our speakers. So Jamie is saying, is Jenny not going to tell us that Brave is a good browser that removes ads? Imagine YouTube tutorials without ads. Oh yeah, I know, right? So that's another tip. Please use Brave if you do not need ads when you're learning, or when you're doing anything that you're doing. Yes, Mark? I see your hand is up.
Sorry, I don't know who's using my name, because I don't know. From my end, I'm not raising my hand, but I can see my hand up on another account.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, because I'm just using one device and I can see someone is raising his hand using my name, Mark Gatere. So
Or
Mark,
maybe
can
it's another Mark Gatere. Are there two Mark Gateres in this?
I'm pretty sure it's someone who's kind of just joking. I don't know.
Hello.
They normally do that here at school. So yeah. Mark
Okay,
Gatere
he's
can
talking
speak.
now. Yes, hi.
Hello. My name is Leon. I think I used the link for Mark to join in. So I was raising the hand. To just ask a question.
Yes, sure.
My name is Leon, and I'm really passionate about cybersecurity and cloud. And I've been following what Mark has been doing, and I'm here also. I'm seeing what team has done, and I'm so passionate to know. I just want to mentor me in these things. Yes, that is my humble plea.
So, Mark, now I think you will start because your name was, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I've heard he's mentioned cybersecurity and cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. So one is that, okay, personally, I think Leon, we have connected with him, so I can possibly get him resources, because from my end, actually, that's one thing I wanted to mention. I kind of have resources of courses. Anyone who wanna pursue any field, I have these premium courses, and they can access them for free from my end. So anyone can reach out to me if you want to get into web development, cybersecurity, cloud computing. Anyone who want to get into any field, I have some premium courses I can share with you. You'll access them for free, so you can just reach out to me. That is one. Secondly, he's asked about getting a mentor. I know people out there I can possibly connect anyone to, because we have people like Brett Gamel, we normally talk together, but the challenge comes in, if I may talk something to do with mentorship. One, do not expect the mentor to be there 100% or to give you 100%. Because one thing that Brett Gamel normally mentioned, even in his spaces, because I've attended his spaces, or Juma Alan, possibly when they are speaking about mentorship, when they get someone who want to be mentored, at times they don't advocate for being mentors for everyone, because at times you'll find someone is expecting 100% from the mentor. You're kind of expecting him or her to be your tutor or something kind of related, but a mentor is there to guide you once you are doing your own stuff. That is once you are upskilling from your end. That's why I can share resources that's why I can share resources with you. A mentor will be there just to give guidance. Possibly you have someone that you stuck, or you're having a blocker. That's the time you reach out possibly to your mentor and tell them, and I'm having a blocker here, or this is what I've done. Because you should have something that you've done before you get to your mentor. This is what I've done, but here I'm facing a blocker. So that's one thing I would advise, even though I'm to connect with someone possibly who's in cloud computing, because I've kind of connected with a number of techies or developers. Have something that you've done already, something that is kind of tangible, then ask them to possibly give you the next step from where you are currently. Have something, yeah. That's possibly what I can share about mentorship.
So, Tims, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, like Gatere said, you will be doing 90%. Only the mentor will be there once you are done with Stack Overflow and trying to unblock yourself. So if it doesn't work, then that's when the mentor will be coming in. So you will have to do 90%.
True.
So your mentor will only be recommending you on the resources you need to learn. To say was learn how to research your problems on Stack Overflow. Yeah, so you need to really learn how you get to Google your problems, and stories there, ChatGPT, forget about that. Yeah, just do your things the way you've been doing on Stack Overflow and solving your problems. Otherwise, when you're faced with a production problem that you've never faced, that's when ChatGPT will not work for you. So just learn without ChatGPT here.
True, very true. So let me just read out the questions that exist currently. Then we will see who answers what. So Victor Kibiri asks, in your opinion, will AI replace software developers? That's number one. The second one, Jamie B, is Svelte framework getting more popular in Kenya? Another question from Jamie, are there any crypto or DApp development communities that you can recommend? And then how do we reach out to Mark Gatere? Oh, okay, that has been answered. You can reach out to him on Twitter or LinkedIn. His DMs are open. And also, please, Jennifer and Tims, you can also share your handles so that they can get to reach out to you. Reach out right now while they're still here. Otherwise, they may get lost in their mails or in their whatever. So, yeah, so I guess we have those three. So in your opinion, will AI replace software developers? Who's taking that?
Yeah, Mark can take that. So yeah, maybe I'll take this framework, the innate one in SV-let or something called.
Yes.
So that's still a new framework as compared to React. So React has been there for quite a number of times. So and for all our front ends and our vendor front ends, we build them using React. So it might really take a lot of time for that to overtake React. So probably I would recommend you just to go with React first. And remember, it's still a JavaScript framework. So if it's transitioning, it won't be a problem. So just get to work with that. Then for blockchain, I think we had Filecoin for Nairobi, and then Ethereum Nairobi, Ethereum East Africa. So you come about in the Telegram group, but let me check and then maybe I'll share. So on replacing AI replacing as I have no visibility or that AI will really replace us, because at the end of the day, AI will not be writing all the software. So we need requirements. So we'll be giving them the requirements if we don't have designers or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone taking that as well, Jenny?
Yeah, I think I'll agree with Tim. Yeah, there's no way AI will ever replace software engineers. You need to specify what you need to get the job done. So, yeah.
True. I think it's, even if, oh shit. Hello, sorry, so that device went off. So even if it comes to the point where we may be replaced, I think it may take some time, just not now. Then there's also another question. I think this will be our last question. I hope, Jamie, you've been answered on Svelte, and also, are there any crypto or DApp development communities? Lastly, I think we'll take, okay, these two will be our last questions. What's your take on low code and no code? Is it worth pursuing? That's number one. And then also, where can students pursuing a diploma in information communication technology get an attachment?
Okay, I think I can go with low code, no code. I actually don't think I know a lot of developers working on low code, no code, but there are few tools. We have ERP Next. We have WordPress. I think I will also put that as low code because it's CMS. It's worth pursuing if you need to get the job done really quickly, and again, it's for organizations and mostly for non-profit organizations. So just learn how to code, and the no code, low code will come easy. You get the concept of maneuvering the low code, no code platform with the programming skills you have. Yeah.
So I think I can go next. So for attachments, I'm not sure if other institutions accept remote attachments, because I did my attachments remotely for remote companies. So the other thing where you get your attachments is by the time, or give yourself a target that by the time you're starting off, build your network. So your network will quickly find it's for you to be attached. So in the community, don't be the shy guy. Ask this person. Hi, I'm this person. So I'm specializing in this, and I would really ask.
It's fine.
Maybe Mbane, kindly mute. Okay, so and then the other question was for what? Yeah, low code, no code. You see, the moment we go low code, no code, keep in mind that that is where most people would want to go. So you have to have something that would make you stand out. So I guess, but for now, I think we are doing Power Apps, which is low code, no code for us, but it's something that I just started. So we are hiring for low code, no code, but you, at least as a team manager, I would want to understand, apart from you doing low code, no code, what else can you do in case maybe today we say we are done with templates and we need to release the guys who have been doing templates. Would you still be able to remain in the organization, or would you still be able to remain in the company? So let that be the last option, or the worst case scenario option when things don't work out. But if it doesn't work out, match code, specialize in UI UX. Instead of doing low code, no code, specialize in UI UX design. These guys are pretty well, and they don't really write much code. So worst case, start first with UI UX design, and then, design. And then you can maybe have it as a last worst case scenario. So I think that is it, and back to you, Dory.
Yeah, true. Actually, if you're thinking low code, no code, it's better you do design. And then the code part is just an extra. Now you're actually better placed because you're doing more than just design. So yeah, that's a good idea. So I think we'll end with Mark's question, or Mark's, yes, I think it's a question. Then I had another question, Tim. Tim said he was among the pioneers of GDSC in Kabarak. In my university, many things are being developed. How can I go about maximizing the opportunity?
So in my university, many things are being developed, and how, yeah, don't get lost like me. I got lost in my first second year. By the time I'm realizing I really need to write code was in my third year, when I really had to find a place to get attached, and no one apart from the community was willing to connect me. So just make sure you stick to one. Because I remember we had multiple. We pioneered GDSC. Ingine ikakuja inaitwa Inclusive. Ingine Microsoft came later. Other communities. So there are so many things. So at the end of the day, you find that you have classwork to cover, and unaambiwa cloud, unaambiwa UI UX, you are being told backend, front. So you get stranded where you really want to go with. So find one thing that you want to learn. You can focus. We still have 4 months before the year ends. You can say today, I want to understand Java inside out. I want to understand Kotlin inside out. 4 months is still a lot for you. So by the time it's January, you won't be struggling with, please get me this. You just send me a link, your GitHub link, Teams. Can you refer me to an opening, someone who can take someone? Yeah, probably I'll say, let me give it a try. And I remember, when you get a recommendation, higher chances are you might get a pass than someone who has just gone there. So if I refer someone to Twiga Foods, for example, I tell maybe the CTO, Kane Wanzao, that, hey, hi Kane, I have a brand, check it here, and you can give it a shot. He really writes some nice code, and it will be a nice platform for him to learn and deliver. So I think stick to one thing, and then from that you can build up. So don't get lost. I got lost in 2 years trying to do cloud, machine learning, mobile, everything. So I lost it. Yeah. Stick to one thing, one community, and the others you can attend just for fun if you have some more free time.
Yeah.
Just in addition to what Leon has said, actually, I mean, not Leon, rather Timothy, my apologies. Yeah, so just an addition to what Timothy has said is that you might get lost, more so even when you are in the community work, you might find yourself, possibly you are community lead. For my case, if I may say by my own experience, I kind of had to delegate some roles in the communities, in my community work, because I was also the vice president of the SAIC. I was the vice president of Computer Society of Kimathi. I found out that when I was managing a number of communities, at times I found myself kind of lagging behind in terms of skill work. And because when I go to a role, they'll not be looking, okay, they'll be looking for also the soft skills, that is communication and leadership, which will be shown possibly by curriculum like the community work, but they'll also be looking for what am I going to offer, which is that skill that I'm going to offer. So when I found myself kind of lagging behind in learning, because I'm there organizing events for CSOK, that is Computer Society of Kimathi. There we are trying to organize events in GDSC, and then we are trying to organize sessions in Microsoft community. They were trying, so I was kind of lagging behind. So I kind of delegated the role to someone else who and the other people, those roles to other people, so they can be able to manage a smaller section of community work, and also try to upskill and still have time for my studies. So I really had a lot at first, but you don't have to have everything. You don't have to be in all communities to get that role or to get to upskill. You just need to have something that is in line to your goal. If you are in web development, join the web development community. You don't have to go to 5-10 web development communities so that you can upskill, or you can get that role, or you can add it to your resume. Just have that one thing that will be in line with your goal. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Yeah. So I believe that will mark the end of this session. I'm really grateful for you guys being here. Our speakers, Mark, Jenny, and TimzOwen, for being available to have this discussion with us. And I really hope that everyone found it helpful. And where you need to talk more with them or with me, with anyone of us, please feel free to reach out on our social media, as they've all shared theirs and also mine. I am Doreen Chemweno. You can find me with that name specifically, or Chemwen0 in any of the social media pages. So thank you very much for joining in, and I hope to see you on the next ones, because this is something that we do every week. So it's not every week that we invite speakers, but once in a while we do. So for those just joining in and getting started with development programming, join our other sessions. I will always share with you whatever we are doing, and then you see if it's a fit for you. If you want to join, you can join in. They're not compulsory. You just join whenever you have free time. They happen every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And yeah, thank you very much. Have a good evening. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, and bye.
Thank you.